So another day back in the shop, getting the red car all ready to go to Florida. And I bought a cargo carrier. It is over here. I'll give you a little look at that. This is a Harbor Freight Special, 70 bucks, 500 pounds. And that is what we are going to put on the trunk of the red car, or on where the parachute goes. So what I got now is the parachute bar off, and I'm modifying this right here. What I plan on doing is cutting this little strip out and then putting a stronger, I'm gonna leave the tube in there. I'm gonna put this stronger piece of square in there, something so there's a little reinforcement there, so with that thing rocking out on the sides, it's not gonna wreck this bolt hole right here, and then we lose the whole kit and boodle. So gonna put that on, reinforce it up so it's much stronger, and then it will all stay behind the bumper as well. And then I'm going to weld a solid round piece to that cargo hitch. And the reason we're doing that is so that is extra strong and so that bolt hole can't rip out, and then I can still retain the round parachute look. Everything stays round, looks exactly the way it did before. You'll never know it has a hitch modification on it, so it should work pretty good. And then if we ever decide to change it to a true hitch, then I'll just cut that piece out and extend it and make it all fit right. But that's the plan for now. So we're just getting ready to cut into those little grooves, and then I'll re-weld back onto the grooves for little gussets, but it should go pretty good. So let's get cutting. What's up, everyone? We're back. Back once again, working on the red car, getting ready to go to sick week. And boy, am I excited, because it's about -5 degrees right now, and it's been like that all dang day, and it's so cold, and I'm so sick of it. Oh, it's just brutal. But as far as this thing goes, it's pretty much ready to go. Just got some tranny fluid going in it there. Just got to tighten some water fittings down, throw that tire back on. And I made a little decision to upgrade my cooling fans over the weekend. I was just kind of sitting around thinking about it. So I bought these new SBE fans, and they are rated to, I don't know if it says it on the box, but they are rated at 1790 CFM or 1778 or something like that. So, and the ones that are on there are only 900. And they're years old. I don't think that really matters, but they're very old. So that should be quite the cooling upgrade, I would think. Because with both of the fans that are on there now, which I'll show you, it is only rated at 1800 CFM. And so one of these fans is good for as much as both of those are. And these are the same size. They're a SBE. I don't believe they're brushless ones, but they're going to be a lot better. It's going to get me up in that mid to upper 3000 CFM range for airflow, which is awesome. So I'm going to slap them guys up there. Hopefully they rip way harder than the other ones and help keep this thing cool. It's the only thing that I'm really nervous about. I mean, parts fail if something happens like that. You know, it kind of is what it is situation, and I'm not going to be the guy to bring the whole shop with me throughout the course of the drive, but if we can keep this thing cool, I think we'll do pretty good. So the new fans, I'm going to slap them up in there, take the old ones off. Probably have to do a little bit of rewiring, but that's all right. So I'm going to get these guys unboxed and put them on. So I got them all opened up, and I don't know what the deal is with this, if it's SBE or inaccurate part numbers, well, even though those are the ones that I got off these fans. But if you measure the same point, the new one is actually an inch bigger than the old one. So if you measure the inside, like the blades to blades on the old one, it's a 12 inch, but online they say they're 13. And then I ordered these ones, which are 13s, but if you measure the blade to blade, it is actually 13, but that means the outside's 14. So they're about an inch bigger, which isn't a big deal because I can make them fit. This shroud's just got some studs on it that I just got to cut off. And then I'll drill some new holes in there and put some nice screws or something in so I can hold them. But if you take a look at them, the motor is quite a bit beefier on the new one versus the old one. The old one's virtually flat, where you can see the old one, or the new one, sticks up pretty good. So I think these puppies are gonna move a hell of a lot of air, hell of a lot more than them ones did, that's for sure. So, and these are actual specific pulling fans, which I think, by the way these ones look, they were too, but I think it's gonna help. So just got a little bit of rewiring to do, try to get these plugs together just how they were on the other one. So I'll have to figure that out. I don't remember how in the world I did that. But yeah, so I'm gonna keep chipping away, get these fans up on there, and then put the shroud back on. Another day, back in the garage, and as you can see here, we're getting ready to mount the rack. We just got to cut the hitch that it came with, and then put my little adapter on it, which is much more durable, so hopefully this thing actually lasts, because I do hear that people have issues with them, but I think we'll be all right. Mine's pretty sturdy. And then last night I was showing you, and it'll be in this video, but I was showing you my new fans, and I got them all hung up, and they look pretty good. They fit pretty nice. I had to do some trimming on the shroud. You can't really see it, but I had to do a little bit of trimming up in there because these ones are slightly larger than the other ones, so they should breathe pretty good. Then just had to put some new holes in to mount them up since they're a little bigger. But everything turned out well. All the wires are in, and they're all ready to go. So I'm hoping that makes a huge difference. And then we're gonna cut this thing up, get it all hung up, and then I just got some lines to tighten up, and we should all be good. I'm trying to start this thing up tonight and deliver this video here shortly, so we'll get to work. So we're in the shop, Dylan's here, talking garbage as always. And we got this thing all done. So here is the hitch. This part goes into the parachute mount, and then it's all reinforced back here. It's got a plate and a bolt, so I'm really hoping we have no flex at all. It should be sturdy as can be. Dad welded it up and it looks amazing, so it should work pretty damn good. It's all painted, just kind of cooling it down right now, and then I just got to bolt the ends of it on it for the trailer part. It should be good. And then other things that I'm kind of been putzing with, I got this thing back on the ground, and I got to tighten the valves back up, because if you watch the video when I put it away, I loosened everything up just so the springs aren't sitting under tension all the time. So see, I got the valve cover off there, and I'm just gonna go through, tighten all these guys back up, put some fuel in it, fill it with water, and it should be good to fire up. So we're gonna keep working on that. Well, we're almost ready to run, but I have an issue. This thing is just, the bracket itself and everything that it's mounted to is strong enough aside from where the parachute mounts to the car. It's just not as durable as I would like, which really, really blows. So what that means is I probably won't be bringing fuel and stuff like that with me, which is fine. It has a 20-gallon tank in it. It has flex fuel, so I can get fuel anywhere. But I just don't think it's gonna work the way that I wanted it to. But I think we might just use it for our luggage or something. Jess and I can just bring like 2 nice hard luggage cases so nothing can get, our clothes can't get wet or whatever. Then we'll just strap them right on there and just roll with it. Then we don't have to put them in the car. And I was looking, and the passenger seat comes out pretty easily. So I think I'll be able to take the passenger seat out and set the toolbox in there, then drop the seat. I think it's like 2 bolts and it wraps around a frame rail. So it's super simple. You can't really mess it up. So even if we just loosened it so you could move it, you can get stuff in there super easy. But like if you look at this, the hole on the parachute, I didn't cut it, but the hole on the parachute has never been perfectly centered. But if you look there, how can you kind of see it? You can kind of see it right there. The bar is all the way at the top, and I don't have to push very hard to center that hole up. So, and then bouncing down the road for 700 miles, not gonna be mint with a lot of weight on it. But with no weight on it, it'll be fine. Like luggage, I mean, it'll weigh 15 pounds, it'll be just fine. The parachute's heavier than that, so I think that's what we're gonna do. There's ways I could reinforce it by welding shit on the chassis, but I just don't want to do that. You know, it's a really, really nice car. I don't have intentions to sell it or anything like that, but if I ever did, I wouldn't want it like that. So I think what the plan is next fall, winter, I will redo the whole trunk floor and put bars in there and make this the way that it's supposed to be, and then weld the bars right to the parachute bracket, and then it'll be sturdy as can be, and I can run this thing. I don't want to tow a trailer. There's nothing wrong with towing a trailer, and I don't, you know, everybody pulls a trailer, so what's the big deal? But I just don't want to pull a trailer because you don't see people towing trailers with their cars driving down the street all the time. So I would rather run something like this just for, you know, the little necessities that you need, and just run it as a street car. That's what it is. So that's kind of my plan. I'll use this for luggage, whatever. It was a lot of work to hold luggage, but it looks pretty cool on there. I'll shut the trunk and you can kind of see it. I mean, it looks pretty awesome. I like it a lot. So it looks cool. It'll be a great luggage holder. Maybe throw a case of beer or something on it. But that's my plan for that. It kind of blows, but it is what it is. That's all part of the deal, right? So I'm gonna keep chipping away and fire this thing up here shortly. So we're getting ready to start this thing up. I am adding coolant and water. I have to have coolant because it's gonna be cold as hell when we're heading down, most likely cold as hell when we're heading down there. So don't want anything breaking. So I'm just putting some coolant in it, and I'll explain 2 ways that I've done this. One worked for me, but I didn't do it the same way as the other one. So when Steven was here last week, when he does it, he said that he jacks the front of the car all the way up, like so. And then you add it with one of these guys, and then you periodically turn on the pump, and you leave the steam vents open in the front. And then it will bleed air out of these steam vent pullets right here. So that's what I'm gonna do this time, because he said he's had great luck with it and it worked really good. So we're gonna give that a shot. And the way I did it last time, which as far as I could tell worked pretty good, is we would take the return line off. And I was running water in it at the time because it was just summertime here, and then I would pump water through the return line, and then it would just bubble out through the surge tank and back like crazy. So had good luck that way. We'll try it this way just because I've never been positive if I've had all the air out, and it didn't cool, so that would lead me to believe that it didn't. So trying a few things, we'll see how this works. So we're getting to it right now. I believe that is all the air. Just a couple little tiny bubbles, but it gulped really hard. How we did it was just turn the pump on and off multiple times with the front end of the car way up. I had these open right away and let it push a bunch of air out, and then we slammed them closed and kept filling it and kept letting the pump take it, and it seems like it is taking just about everything and not really bubbling a whole lot, so that's all we can do. So we're pretty much ready to start up. I verified fuel pressure, verified everything else, got all the dash kind of put back together. Had a little bit of a leaky injector, which I always do, never fails. First one always leaks, but we should be all good to go now, so we're gonna see if she starts. Oh yeah. Well, as you can see, we had her running. That was pretty damn awesome to hear this thing fire up again after last year and some changes over the winter and letting it sit and working on the other car. It was nice to see some success with this one. But it's basically ready to go. I filled the transmission just a bit too full, so I got to drain a little bit of that out. It needs a good oil change, a new filter. But other than that, it's just now we wait. She's basically ready. So a couple more things to do, but as you guys don't know yet, Brandon and I going to work on the gray car, and maybe you can figure out why. So that's the plan for today. Hopefully another video coming shortly, but we'll see you next time.